for her, the one thing that I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA. But for her individually, I don't think she should get involved on nothing that's being said. Just go have fun, enjoy. People need to realize the Indiana Fever, this is the second year in a row they had the #1 pick. So do y'all know what that means?
Caitlin Clark will not play league basketball for a staggering 213 days, whilst viewership is already taking a hit after Caitlin.
So where was all the outrage on this one? Breanna Stewart came over to help on defense, blocked Caitlin Clark's shot, and then caught her flush in the face with her follow-through. It wasn't a light tap. Clark went down immediately after taking the contact. Now here's the interesting part. If this exact play had happened the other way around, if Caitlin Clark had hit Breanna Stewart in the face after a block, it probably would have dominated social media for days. Instead, this one has barely been talked about. To be clear, basketball is physical. Plays like this happen. It looked like Stewart was making a legitimate play on the ball.
Experts and fans are officially done with WNBA, stating that they will not be watching. But let's take a look at how exactly. Caitlin has impacted the WNBA this year. This will blow your mind.
The thing I wanted to bring up was just, I don't want to call it hatred, but there's definitely like a dislike or vitriol coming her way towards older players. And look, I think we all experienced that to some degree when we first got in the NBA.
For sure.
Your opponents are not wrapping their arms around you. I had that to a small extent. I was the cocky white kid from Duke, right? You know, I feel like sometimes my teammates hated me.
Believe it or not, but Caitlin's announcement was a shock to fans. But now analysts like Molly Karam and Monica McNutt on ESPN are going to find out who the real face of the WNBA is. With Caitlin gone, attendance will be an all-time low for the season.
So it looked like Caitlin Clark has found herself in another situation following another game. This time it's involving Breanna Stewart. Now, Breanna Stewart refused to answer the questions when reporters asked her about that hard foul that she did on Caitlin Clark. Now social media has took it and ran with it. And we know anytime it's involving Caitlin Clark, it's going to grow legs and it's going to get attention. But that wasn't the only situation that happened for Caitlin Clark. She was also fouled hard and given a technical foul following an event involving Jonquel Jones.
Caitlin Clark, the Iowa superstar, has officially wrapped up her inaugural season in the WNBA, and it's clear that her presence in the league has been nothing short of transformative. The rookie phenom, known for her deep-range shoots.
Caitlin Clark went up for a layup Saturday night against the New York Liberty. Breanna Stewart blocked the shot, but she also slapped her across the face. No foul was called. A referee appeared to watch it happen on a replay and still called nothing. In the same game, Clark picked up her 6th technical foul of the season. Coach Stephanie White said sarcastically that the refs told her that Clark was initiating the contact. But check this out. Clark got a tech for clapping in a previous game. So here's the question. If clapping gets you a tech and slapping gets you nothing, should Caitlin Clark do less clapping and more slapping? Or will it be called then?
Whenever Clark was on the court, arenas were packed with eager fans, some traveling across the country, just to witness her shoot from deep, deliver pinpoint assists, and showcase her electrifying basketball IQ. Her performances were nothing short of magnetic, pulling in crowds.
NBA officials, the referees last night, they were egregious. We have a dude, number 42, Rich Jelly Bean or String Bean or Lima Bean, watching Caitlin Clark go up for a layup and get slapped across the face by Breanna Stewart. Now, in fast motion, watching from my TV, I didn't see her get slapped in the face. But the only difference is I'm watching from my TV. Another difference is I don't get paid to watch for things like that.
And it's not just Fever fans who are feeling the void. the WNBA as a whole is already seeing a noticeable drop in viewership. With Caitlin Clark no longer in the playoffs, weekend matchups, which traditionally attract some of the highest viewership numbers of the season, are projected to take a significant dip without Clark's presence. On the national stage, fans weren't just tuning in to see their favorite teams, they were tuning in to watch Clark, whose electrifying performances turned her into must-see TV. Caitlin Clark has transcended her role as just a team player. She has become a superstar whose influence extends far beyond the fever. Her absence from the playoffs is a loss not only for her team, but for the entire WNBA, as her gravitational pull was a major driving force behind the league's growing audience.
Process that? How did you go through that at a young age, coming into the NBA, where the people could have been your teammates, could have been the people you were competing against? They weren't celebrating you.
No, not at all.
They wanted to kick your ass.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, my teammates for sure. There's video evidence of my teammates basically saying like, he's not ready, or there's somebody playing this position, or we're not putting all our faith in the 18-year-old kid, or, you know, all this hype, we've been here, all this, you know. So my own teammates that I had to like be on the floor with, practicing with, on the planes with, you know, in the locker room, in game situations was kind of, you know, just had this kind of, like you said, you want to say hate, but just like animosity.
The problem is that those explanations become much harder to accept whenever the replay tells a different story than the box score. Against New York, one sequence quickly became the center of attention. During an offensive possession near the basket, Breanna Stewart challenged Clark's shot with her arm extended. On the live broadcast, it happened quickly enough that some viewers barely noticed anything unusual. However, once slow motion angles began circulating online, the contact became much easier to see. Stewart's hand clearly made contact with the side of Clark's face during the contest, sending Clark to the floor while she immediately looked toward the nearest official expecting a whistle. Nothing came, no personal foul, no flagrant review, no lengthy discussion among the referees. The frustration was amplified because this was not viewed as an isolated mistake. Instead, many saw it as another example in a growing collection of controversial moments involving Clark that seemed to end with remarkably similar outcomes. The timing only made everything feel even stranger. Just one day earlier, Clark had reminded the basketball world why so many people believe she represents the future of women's basketball.
The basketball play, but she still should have received some type of flagrant foul because it was a hit to the face. But let's that play involving Breanna Stewart. And we know when it comes to Stewie, man, she's one of the leaders in the damn little WNBA stuff. They pretty much let her do what she do. But all that being said, this is Stewie at the podium yesterday talking to reporters. Let's roll it.
A game like this for you?
For me?
Yeah.
We know we're in it right now. We got to find a way out of it. We got to find a way to play 40 minutes.
Falls became an unfortunate part of the storyline in Caitlin Clark's final game as well. Several questionable calls were made against her, leading to frustration among fans and analysts alike, with many wondering if she was being officiated differently due to her rising star status. These calls disrupted her rhythm and hindered her ability to fully control the game. Yet Clark remained poised throughout. Despite the setbacks, she kept her composure, continuing to push her team forward with determination, trying to will them into the next round. However, without consistent offensive support from her teammates and a bit more luck on defense, her heroic efforts just weren't enough to overcome the Suns' relentless play.
The referee's job is, while players are going up to the rim, going up for layups, is to look at all forms of contact, all forms of possible contact. Breanna Stewart goes to block Caitlin Clark's shot, and what does the referee do? Stands there, watches Caitlin Clark get whacked in the head, and does absolutely nothing about it. Now, you can't convince me he didn't see it. You can't convince me that this official did not see it.